You're just incorrect. You said I didn't mention the millions of refugees. I think I explicitly said there were 750,000 refugees expelled in 1967, and that if you add the children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, the figure right now, I think I said, comes to millions. And I said, it now poses a problem. If all the millions return, it will transform the nature of Israel.
Then what do you do with them then? Tell me what you do with them.
And I'll tell you the truth. I don't want to tell anyone what to do. I want people to use their own mind.
Stay in the camps forever then.
Wait, did I say that?
No, yes, that's what you are saying.
No.
When you say about the right of return, you are saying stay in the camps forever.
You want me to give you answers. And I don't think that's the proper function of a teacher. The proper function of a teacher is give the best case for both sides and let people figure it out for themselves.
Oh, how democratic you are. Oh, how democratic you are. But you know what? You leave here today, I'm supposed to go hopeless for the Palestinian people based on what you just told me.
We'll come back. Hang on.
Garbage.
Let's get another question in here.
You come here, you don't even tell the truth to the people.
We'll come back.
For God's sake, man. Let's go, come on.
Gentlemen in the back there, but live.
Thank you. Please excuse the man. He's probably seen it, lived it, and that's the reason why he's not speaking with patience. Well, as a graduate from Henry Ford and a current student in U of M, I've acquired an education which allowed me to be more of a problem solver rather than a criticizer. You, Noam Chomsky, and many courageous activists have been banned from Israel. Consequently, Arabs are forced to deal with conflicted issues without any fair mediators. Therefore, I'm convinced that the root of the problems Palestinians and Arabs face in the Middle East today is leadership. The leadership in the Middle East is not seeking economic growth, rather individual power and control. My question to you is, how can we, as Arab Americans, or Americans that are righteous and seeking solutions, how can we help reshape the Middle East with education being the top priority?
Well, there are many people doing many good things to try to resolve the conflict. I will say just a few things, trying to limit my remarks to allow other people to speak. I think the strongest weapon that Palestinians now have is international law, because on the crucial issues, the refugees, Jerusalem, the settlements, borders, the law is on the side of the Palestinians. So I think it's important to constantly point out that what Israel is doing is just illegal. The settlements are illegal, the occupation of East Jerusalem is illegal, and under international law, the Palestinians do have a right of return and compensation. So Israel's denial of that right is also illegal. That to me is the strongest weapon, to try to insist that the law be upheld. But then there's another challenge, and the challenge is really to young people. So I hope young people will have their ears open, because regrettably this thing looks like it's going to be thrown into your court, another generation. And I think the challenge is really twofold. Number one, we have to be principled. And principled means nobody has the right to tell Palestinians that they have to forfeit any of their rights under international law in the interest of reaching peace. No. Our only right is to uphold their rights. has the right to tell them, well, in order for there to be peace, you have to first give up the right of return. Or in order for there to be peace, you have to accept that the Israeli settlements will remain in place. No. The law is the law. The settlements are illegal. Israel has to dismantle the settlements. That's the law. We have to be principled. But we also have to be reasonable. We have to show everybody there's a way to resolve the conflict that preserves the dignity, that preserves the self-respect of everyone in the conflict. We can't create images or pictures which are going to frighten people. It's not even realistic. Technically speaking, Professor Abraham, he has the right of return. Technically speaking, he does. As does his mother. As does his 4 or 5 siblings. 4 siblings. And their children. Technically speaking, they have the right. But, realistically speaking, does Professor Abraham, does he want to go back?
Because of what?
Wait, let me finish. He says no. His brothers, probably no. His mother, probably no. So is there any reason to keep saying all 7 million are going back? That doesn't make sense. That just creates a new problem.
Why don't they want to go back, though?
Well, why don't you ask him? He's a perfectly intelligent man. Ask him. Professor Abraham, why don't you want to go back?
Well, that word assimilation came up earlier, and Arab Americans, many Palestinians, and around the world, Palestinians are integrated in many countries. The ones that are not starting refugees. The real problem is what starts refugee camps, who their situation has been bad for 65 years, and that needs to be the effect.
So, and I'm going to let you go. I'm just saying we have to be both principled and reasonable if we want to see a way out of the conflict. If we want to sit here and just shout, it may make you feel good, but people are going to continue suffering. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say that Zionism was struggle before.
I can't hear you. You have to walk up.
Zionism and the genocide of Palestinians was before Nazism. So when you were saying, can you understand the Jewish position of coming there and wanting a homeland? No, I don't understand how another group who's been persecuted would turn around and persecute another group of people. Genocide with genocide continues the cycle. So I totally disagree with that. I think if you were going to present, I've taught this class, Middle Eastern history for 8 years. If you're going to give a brief history of this, I think there are valid points that you forgot, very important parts about the Zionist power in the United States, the Zionist power in the UN, to force to have the UN partition. They also were part that the UN didn't want to accept the partition of Palestine. Most of the countries did not even want to recognize Israel. The whole point of the UN was not to have foreigners occupy another country. So no one wanted to do it, but with the force of Russia and the United States, it was put in place. And I think that's important. Also, 36 to 38, the uprising of the Palestinians were totally destroyed. The British actually flew planes, destroyed the whole infrastructure of the Palestinian movement, deported the leaders. I think that's important to understand. And also in the 48 war, it's important to understand that outside help helped Israel, not the indigenous Israelis. Outside help helped Israel to occupy more land, and none of the Arab countries had the military power to even fight against this new country. So if we're going to sit here and do a quick synopsis of this region, we need to be able to put important variables of how Israel existed and was able to maintain and control this land.
Well, I